Hello and welcome to Timberborn. Today I'll be playing the Folktails on the new Oasis map on the experimental branch. So we're testing out the new update with the new features to see how it plays. I believe this is the release candidate, so we'll jump in and we will see what's happening. So, as you're probably all familiar with this game, you start with 8 beavers, 4 normal, so we will just go through the process of getting our standard setup. So we've got some trees down here. We have the new aquifer drill, so hopefully we can get into that at some point. Berries over here, which is very important early game, and the new geothermal vents, which, if I'm not mistaken, uses the new power. There we go, the new geothermal engine here. So we'll get the basic setup underway. So we're playing on hard mode today, so droughts and bad tides will be longer, so we need to make sure we prepare well for that. So what I'll do is I will first come over here and I will set up 2 gatherer flags. We don't need to be on pause for this. Very early on I like to also up these straight away because nobody's doing anything. Let's get the beavers actually working for us. So we'll pop 2 of these over here. And I've also discovered during some of my playthroughs it's very important to get some farming on the go early on. Now, do we want to go over here, or I think that gives us a nice spread of range in the area. And obviously, let's not forget, we need some pumps. So this is probably a reasonable setup to begin with. We've got 2 gatherer flags, which just means we get the berries up quickly, and we're obviously going to have the 2 lumberjack flags down here. Early on, because we're playing with the new update, we've got the water seep, so the water will not exceed the level around the edge here, which is fine because we don't have to worry about our water running off the map. So there's nothing to dam early game. It appears I've made a mistake already. I have not marked these trees for cutting. So let's get all of that marked up well. There we go. So they will start working. So for a drought, I believe this will be fine. I mean, I think we just have to be careful of how much we pump. So water storage will be key, especially early on this map. For a bad tide, I'm not sure how this works. I have watched some interesting videos of where JC the Beard popped some levees around here and then used a water dump to introduce new water so that the bad tide couldn't rise high enough because it thought the area above it was already full, so nothing actually left the water seep. So that's very interesting. I will probably shamelessly steal that method. So we're into our first day. We have got some wood. Wood has moved from up here over to here, so that's going to take a little bit of getting used to. And they are building the farmhouse now. What crops would we get into straight away? So I think we'll like to get into some carrots, so I might just block that out with carrots there. And it's probably a good idea to get some potatoes on the go early on as well, just so that we can move in some more advanced foodstuffs. Everybody has got a job, but there's nothing. I'm not building anything, so. Oh no, I am building soon. We just need the wood. So I may introduce another gatherer flag over here. And then we can maybe pause one of these. Can you not pause buildings anymore? Interesting. I can pause it. Oh, it's because I was clicking on the beaver. Let's just speed these guys up a little bit. And there we go. So we're pumping some water. I would also like to, as I expressed earlier, we are I am concerned about this surviving through a prolonged drought. So I also quite like to get into some small storage, some water storage early on. We'll put it next to it just for simplicity's sake. And we'll prioritise. I also like to prioritise. Give these a little bit of prioritisation so that we definitely do not run out of water. Same for the farmhouse ideally, but we're going to reduce the number of workers in them. So yeah, they are a little bit thirsty. I probably was a bit ambitious with the farmhouse to begin with, but this appears to have solved itself. Right, so let's slow that down. So what have we got? We've got a bit of storage, we've got a bit of the carrots on the go. We're currently eating the berries. Maybe we should think about... So wasted resource where it's growing on the ground and not being used is wasted resource. I know berries are a very basic resource that you won't be using long term, but I would rather have them in a warehouse. A berry in a warehouse is never going to go off, it's just going to sit there forever, and we can use that as a nice emergency supply. Plus we don't have excess wood, that's a lie, but these guys are working on it currently. I might reduce this down now a little bit, just to move some people around, move some beavers around. And of course we do want to continue to expand, so I will look at housing as well. So for the folktails, they reproduce by biological breeding, not being stuffed in a tube like the iron teeth. So I might just pop a couple of lodges along the back here. This will be helpful because we can put maybe new spiral staircases here to get us up here in a bit. So I'll pop them along there, or even like use the larger lodges as some sort of like. So in the theme of that, I may move that back there just so that we can. Can't get all the required materials. Ah, they're still building these, which I said was a priority. So yeah. And I'm going to put these to prioritise the carrots because the potatoes essentially are a stretch goal. So we have stability, we have water, we have food growing, and we also have berries. So yeah, so berries we are maxed out on. I may pause this for the moment as well. So let's set that to water. So let's just have a look at this map while we're here. So over here is probably going to be our first source of scrap metal, or even up here. I mean, this is quite a larger amount of scrap. I'm not sure where the mines are. There's a mine over here, but that seems quite a distance to go. I mean, we can peel all this back and just have a... Let me slow this down as well. I don't want anything to get away from me. So we do have a mine over here and one over here. So mine-wise, we are going to be making quite the journey. Over here may be our best look for a mine because, I mean, it's probably not too far. We could do something with zip lines to get here quite quickly. So how are we going on? So they are building. How many logs do we have? We do have a reasonable amount of logs. I'm just watching it go slowly. So I may take one out now, and then we will up this again. Because I would like to get as much building done as quickly as possible. I'm not massively into the micro on Timberborn. You're not going to see me pause lots and lots of buildings. However, early in the game, it is quite important that we stay on top of things. I would also like a storage for carrots. We'll put that back there. I'm a big fan of get it out of the ground, get the resource, get it stored. That way it's there forever, unless you build it by accident or something like that. So we're going to have the berries soon, so I will be able to unpause this gatherer flag so we can start to harvest a few more berries. I will also keep that on a little bit of higher prioritisation. All food jobs for me and water, the critical jobs, will always be slightly higher prioritised, just so that we can ensure that we don't have a whoopsie. I forgot to turn something back on and we ran out of food or water. So we can have that come around here like so. And we got our first drought approaching, so that was after 5 days. So it'll be interesting to see the new mechanic of how, well, it's not really a new mechanic, the drought, the water will evaporate and we will continue pumping. I might try and get us another water storage, and I might pop that around the back here, just to make use of the space we've got. So, and we'll give that a little slightly higher prioritisation. How long have these carrots got? 29%. But I will hear many of you saying, what are we doing to progress? What is going on? So, I always need to remember the inventor hats. I might pop these up here out of the way. So, how we do the logs? We are tearing through the logs. I may give this a bit of lower prioritization. These are all going to be completely low prioritization for the workload. But I would like to get one of them built, just so that we can start to get science and work towards. Oh, the grill's already unlocked. I didn't know the grill would already come unlocked, so we can actually get pop a grill in here. And so if we pop the grill next to there, we'll go for the grilled potatoes, because we are growing the potatoes, and that will be a great food source. So if I have storage, small warehouse, and we'll pop some raw potatoes in there. So I see a lot of sometimes a lot of people focus on like the storage for the cooked product, but the potential product is what I find interesting, because this, where is the, so this turns one potato into 4 grilled potatoes. So for storage purposes, you need 4 times less storage for the raw product than you do the finished product. So I would rather store a lot more raw potatoes as opposed to grilled potatoes, and then we can just grill them as and when we need. Let's get through this night cycle thing. I am conscious that we also do need to make sure that we get enough lodges so that reproduction can begin in earnest. I don't want to go too hard and too fast with the reproduction, but I would like to ensure that we are doing that. I might reduce one of these. I just would like to get some science on the go. I'm always hyper cautious when I play this game. I will always look at stuff like the water seeps and stuff like that to ensure that the continuity of the colony, as opposed to, oh, can we rush over here and do something over here? Let's get security first. Let's look at all that, and then we can move on from there. I think the aquifers are going to be very interesting in this map, because this is the only fresh water source on the entire map, this seep here. And as you can tell, unless we would use, I don't know, some sort of pumping system to get it out so that it's constantly flowing, we wouldn't actually see the benefit of, we wouldn't be able to get any more fresh water. But here, with the ancient aquifers, I think that's what we're going to use. There's one here. I believe you could have 2 here. The intention is to cap off as much of the bad water as possible on this map and get the water flowing as much as possible. So, we have got some well-being. We are up to 2. How are our carrots? Okay, so I'm slightly concerned with the food situation, but we should be able to let's up the workplace priority and get harvesting. As soon as these guys can get harvesting, they will. And we also do need to put in 2 more. So how many beavers we've got? 12. So I would like to keep the colony expanding, so we will try and... Do you know what? This can go away. This doesn't need to be here. And we'll swap that around. And then we've got a nice little housing district here next to their favourite takeaway of baked potatoes. So we have 12 carrots, so hopefully nobody's going to starve. It'd be quite a disaster if my first video everyone starved to death. I mean, if that's not a metaphor for why not start YouTube, I don't know what is. But everybody's doing fine so far. We have 21 carrots. Might be interesting to try and actually get this prioritised as opposed to the houses. I mean, let's finish that first. We've got that done. I'm just going to bring this back down again now. My food worries have abated a little bit. So, maybe we'll leave 2 in there. And we will go for replenishment now as well. Now that we've got a bit of the food. The grilled potatoes. And the carrots are going to go in there. Let's just path that off as well. So, for the food storage, we'll also chuck some in for the potatoes over here, so it's just another small warehouse. And where is the spilled potato? There it is. Jack of potatoes. I also realised we haven't put in any... Ooh, we are ripping through our trees a bit. So, what I might want to do, let's pause this just for 1 second. I do not want to completely exhaust ourselves with trees and then we have nowhere to go and nothing to move on to. So, the easiest thing I could think of doing is rushing the science and getting towards stairs or spiral stairs. It won't be spiral stairs because they require treated planks. Look at that. So we can go up here and then we can go up here and then we can go harvest all those lovely trees as well as these oaks up here. But just for now, so that I don't get ahead of myself and we completely... The stairs just... Oh, where is it? Pathing. Stairs is planks, so we need to get in planks as well. So, just so that we don't absolutely rinse through these trees here, I will unplant some of them so that we can have some you know, germination going on, so that if the worst scenario does happen, we will have trees growing. It will just delay us a fair bit. So, if we're looking at this, we're going to need a power wheel and a lumber mill. That is not going to be a permanent fixture there. I hope to get into these geothermal power sources very quickly, but just so that I don't get completely ahead of myself and screw it up. So 91 water. And then we'll get into that straight away. I am going to pause one of these. I'm just going to pause this guy here because there's nothing going on. So we can go and get some of that lovely science that we need for the stairs. These guys are harvesting this well. The potatoes take a little bit longer than I thought, but I'm glad we went for them early on, just so that we have got something to look forward to. 2.8 days, that drought is fine. Nothing is going to happen with this, and we are putting this in relatively quickly. So the other interesting thing they've added in 1.0 update, as I'm sure you're aware, is these relics. So these grant us, when it clicks, grants us extra science. So if we demolish this, we get 200 extra science. I think there's larger ones across the map somewhere. Like a crashed satellite, etc. Is that one? Yes, that one. 800 science for that one. And also there may be a bomb somewhere on this map. I'm not sure where it is. but the bomb can detonate and move. Is it under there? Oh, that's interesting. Those aquifers there. So, I think early on I would like to try and get up here and reactivate this. When it has a bad tide, that will just chuck loads of water out. So, it's not going to be ideal, but I'm sure we can do some sort of diverting, etc. So we have this. Power wheel is built. No point anyone being in there at the moment because there is no power to generate. Let's speed this up a little bit. So you can see our water level is going down. It's only 3 days. I didn't feel like it was worth actually stopping the pumps. And then we will come over here and we will put some water in. Some more water storage. Like I said, I love to get the storage in early. We get the overflow. Nobody sat there with carrots in there or water in their pump, and we can get it all out. We are 1 log short. Hopefully the guys can chuck that in. Yeah. I would also like to put some wood storage as well. Realise we didn't get that in early. So maybe that could go there, because eventually we'll have plankers up here. So if I chuck wood storage down there, and if we unpause that, so hopefully we can make some planks. Not today though, because it has just gone. So we are 15 points off the stairs. I would also like to get into a forester relatively early. So the forester is 30. Oh, the forester is only 30 science now. That's interesting. Maybe we could. I mean, my ambitious stair plan to get up here still stands, but I feel like we just take the easy option and just chuck a forester in. Over here, I envisage being more of where I'd like to put trees. So I think we could even go maybe here. Put the forester in. And then we can start getting into oaks straight away. I know some people say to do like a mixed layered thing so that you've got consistent growth, but honestly, we'll probably get into the stairs. We can come up here, we can get into the stairs, we can come up here. So hopefully by the time we need them, the oaks will have grown. Hello there, welcome back. Sorry for the brief interruption. The doorbell went and the dog went a little bit crazy. So, where were we? I honestly can't remember what I was talking about. I'm sure somebody will. I was on the verge of some great philosophical breakthrough and... Oh no, we were talking about forest, wasn't we? I'm not going to do like layers of. I am just purely going to do oaks. I mean, I will let these pines grow. I mean, they're 9%. I may also delete the lumberjack flags. Wood. Let's get this moved around here a little bit. And you know what, in the nature of what we're trying to do here, we'll put some storage so they can dump it here quite early on. And we will set that to supply, and then hopefully later on it can become a bit more efficient of the harvesting of the wood. Is this all set for cutting? Some of this is not set for cutting, but enough is. Right. So we're about to come out the drought. As you can see, we've kind of gone about halfway down. So I do want to be careful with the pumping we do. And it also solidifies my mind that we want to get up here and get into the aquifer so that we're not hyper-reliant on this. And we'll also import you because we've got some berries. So hopefully berries will now become a backup food source. Oh, we've also got potatoes as well, lovely. And I also want to probably put this as a high priority building. So, how far do we want to go with our oaks? That's the question, isn't it? Yep, okay, that's going to look a bit patchwork for a while, but we will... That looks going to look patchwork for a very long while. What are we short of? No one get out of there. Go do some other jobs. So I will just speed this up here for a little bit as well, because I mean we're just kind of watching them hopefully build the forest stuff. So once the forest is in, we've taken away like our core amenities. So we've got water production, we've got food production, we've got a way of growing our own trees, which is important for any colony to survive. I think next I want to move this stuff up here. I would like to get into larger water storage for sure. I don't know why, in my head I always think storage should be with the appropriate thing, so I'd love to get into these just so that we can, our measly storage isn't going to be overwhelmed, and also like I said, the levies. So, are you nearly there? Come on, hammer that in. Excellent. So the two jobs we've got are the science jobs. I don't feel like you'll need it at the moment. So it's all important. I will also put this guy prioritised because I always want to be growing trees. Oh, did I build that the wrong way around? I did, didn't I? Any mistakes I make are purely my own personal mistakes. They are not because I am trying to enrage anybody watching this. I really am just that dense sometimes. Come on, let's get that one built next. They're being hampered by our inability to have a few more beeves. So much so now that I may pause both of these, because we're not in particular dire need of logs, plus any stairs I want to build, we can chuck them up there. So let's get an extra beaver back in this. I will put these stairs in here and over here, not because I think that we need them straight away, but because it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So that's what we're doing, 5 more science. Then we will have moved towards getting the stairs unlocked. And it also allows us to get down here and do what I was saying about the sun, the sea. So we will unlock this. Yeah. That'll probably look a little bit more aesthetic. I am not particularly aesthetically minded, I am more, does it work? But, you know, it would also make it look slightly good at the same time. Why not? But obviously these are not a priority at all. Put that down there. So what are we building next? Are we going to go for... No, I think we go for the next housing. The log storage is nice, but it's not required. Now, my mouse is a bit dodgy. I think I need a new one. It double clicks quite a lot. And then we get up here. So let's slow this down a little bit. Missling cycle 2, I can't remember what the earliest you can get a bad tide is, but I would like to not receive one too particularly early. So we're planting oaks, that's good. I mean, I can now turn this back to... Where is this? Cut trees. We can now mark all of this for cutting again, because it doesn't matter. And we'll clear that. So, get that housing done, get that done, and then we will move on to, yes, just some logs. So, for the geothermal engine, it's 160 science, 50 logs, 30 planks. I would like to get into that because it just makes it easier to not have the to not have the extra beaver running around in the little wheel. So it's labour saving. Are you building that? What are you doing? You're building that one. Okay. And then you're building that one. So building projects are primarily done for now. I mean, we also can get into aquatic farmhouses. With this extra productivity we've got, I feel the need to safeguard our storage. So once again, I can't find where the tanks are, but I will pop in a couple more water storages, especially as the population will be growing now because of these. Yes. I'm also going to pause this again to grab those berries. I do want to get the planker back on the go though at some point, because maybe I'll put another large pile opposite and we can put out planks, because we do need, how many do we need? We need 30 planks, 50 logs for the geothermal power station engine. So we're in here. So for our bad tide protection on this water seat, what do we need? So we're going to need a levee, which is 120 science. We're also going to need a floodgate, which is 150 science. So I may go into this before I go into the geothermal power stations, just because, like I said, I like security. I like to play it safe. But as you can see, carrots, great. We got grilled potatoes, excellent. Would I like to get an extra beaver in here? Maybe, but it's not the end of the world right now. Oh, how much science do we have? We should floodgate. Okay, floodgate is 150. Levy is 120. Okay. I might put another inventor hut in there. One up to 2. Just so that when we've got another drought approaching, so this will maybe a bit longer. So these will all come out once I can build the larger tanks, but yeah, so we have 37 logs, so I'd rather get these built, minimise him a little bit. This can all be done later, there is no rush for this. Our grilled potato storage is doing well. Raw potato storage. You know what, I might clear the planting area, and then we'll chuck some more potatoes in. I might also prioritise the potato. I think the potato just offers a greater yield. Water, water, water. So we are 2 days away from the second drought. We have 59 science. And we're starting to up our beaver population a little bit as well. I might go into an extra house. Do we want it there? Oh, that fits quite nicely there. We'll also, so we'll use the priority system properly, and we'll pop that as a next lower priority. I mean, this could, I'd like to see that done. Maybe these. Oh, they're the lowest priority. Okay. Well, we got enough logs? Yeah, we've still got 20 logs, still got 4 planks. So let's speed through the night. So, it is day 7. I know what you're saying. I could probably move some storage over here to the logs. It's a little bit less, but I mean, to be honest, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, is it? I could even like do a nice little path across the middle if I wanted to. But let's get that water in there. Let's get those. So we're up to 206 water storage. I can't remember what the calculation is. Does each beaver use 2 water a day? So hopefully that's enough to last this drought. That's coming up. Storage of those. So we have 2 jobs. So these are those 2 size jobs. So everything else is accounted for. I'm going to put these guys back down. So let's get some science on the go. And maybe unpause this guy. Make sure we get some more goods. What I haven't spoken about so far is this new bad water source mechanic. So all the bad water sources can start inactive, and then they will slowly become inactive through the progression of the game. So you can see this one here; it's quite near us. Lag. I don't see it becoming an issue because it's all going to fly off the map and go this way or this way. Yeah, so it isn't going to impact us right now, but I mean we have to be observant of it, because I mean it could become an issue with something like this. I don't think it would, but we could see. So where are we? So we have this new expansion. So we got 3 new beavers. We have some science on the go. And let's just fast forward through the night. So let's see how long this drought we're going to get. Six days. I will just pause the water pumping just for now, and that would also allow me to get some planks on the go, because I don't think we're using. Apart from building this, which is now built, we have no one in Adventures. Do we not? Okay, you can wait. So you 2 have paused. So we have got 1 inventor hut going. I would just like to make the required planks for floodgates. Oh, they're putting them in those stairs. That's fine. That's also fine. Ah, there's planks over there as well. That is perfectly allowed. So we're racing through this so far. So you can see the water is dropping, but it's not water dropping at a massive level. Oh, also for our system of avoiding the bad tide, I will also need the fluid dump. So I need about 500 science. So it is important that I do get a shift on with that. But I think from cycle 4 you can have the bad tide. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I mainly just watch others play this game and don't play myself, so this is a bit of a leap out of my comfort zone. And you see the trees can't be planted here because of the overhang from above, but that's fine. So planks we have 4, logs we have 11. I'm just going to kind of let this build a little bit. Oh, we have an injured beaver. Well, fortunately, it looks like... Where is the well-being? Ooh. We could put a lovely tooth rinse over, and that would help alleviate that beaver's bad teeth. Watch him run around and do it. How these oaks do? 17. 30%. There's nothing for you to do with range. Well, should we go for the oaks or should we go for this? Let's go up here. It's your lucky day, because We can come along here, we can put... Come on. We put a small pile here. And we'll set that to locks. Right, let's just slow this down a bit and assess where we are. So, I think our water's going to be fine to last. We will do some pumping towards the back end of the drought, I imagine. But we are moving on. We have 10 planks, we have 4 logs. So, I will pause both of these for now. And hopefully these guys will come over here and start doing that. Science-wise, I will start, but I'll be able to get the levees on soon. Grill. 93 grilled potatoes, 245 carrots, 120 berries. So our food sources are looking a-okay. I might actually preempt this and put a path through here, just so that we know we're gonna. Ooh, there we go. We know we're gonna get into this scrap metal at some point. So I'd like to, you know, ensure we can. Apologies for the interruption once again. Apparently today is a really bad day to try and record your first video when the door wants to go and the dogs want to go nuts every time. But, oh, since typically I've forgotten about the carrots there, so what were we talking about? Let's get the potatoes into here. So, put the potatoes down there. And we are prioritising the potato as a resource because of the, obviously, food density. We might even want to move into some more storage of those. Yeah, I think we do. So also, while we're up here, I might pop things, just extend that over there. So, storage of potatoes. I mean, oh god no, we didn't want to do that. So, come on, storage potatoes. I mean, with a lack of better position, we will put some more grilled potato storage there, just to ensure that we're keeping going. So how many we have? Do I go with the levees first, or do I go with it? Let's go with the levees first. So, pop one there. Oops, seriously. And then we'll put our floodgates there. And what does this look like? Fluid dump. So we'll put a fluid dump there, and then we will have to, yeah, okay. But for now, that is a low priority. But we are generating quite a lot of science. That's always good to see. There we go. So we've expanded the potato storage quite substantially. So hopefully we're not going to lose out on any resource. We are getting quite high on carrot storage, but because they're prioritising the potatoes, I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. And our berry storage is as forever. Our backup is at 120. I might just unpause that for now, just to grab some of these berries that are down here. A resource that's not in a warehouse and is down here is then not regenerating, so I would rather get it out, get it in. And planks. How are we for water? 128, 1.6 days left. I think on the next day I may start pumping again. I think we're probably in a position where we can pause this for a little while. Oh, this one there. There we go. Do you know what? Just to make this all a little bit easier. And I am just going to get rid of this one. I mean, it's one tree. See what I mean about the potatoes? Our storage has gone up. Our maximum potential storage has gone up. Do I need more storage for the raw? I don't at the moment. There's some in the farmhouse. I think we will have to move towards some more carrot storage though, just for security purposes. What crop do we want to get into next? I know it's only cycle 2. But potato, wheat. Now wheat requires quite a lot because you need the grist mill, then you need the bakery, the bread. We could get into some of these aquatic ones, but I'm not sure about that yet. I think we have enough blocks for now. Let's pause both of these. Let's get an inventors. I said let's pause both of these. Now I'm going to unpause one of these. Let's get some water back on the go. Yeah, let's put the path in here. Well-being is 6. So I haven't talked a lot about well-being. I must admit I don't focus on it as a player, generally. But I don't see why we can't let the peeps have a little bit of fun. So, I mean, this isn't going to look good. It doesn't need to look good. It's just a little bit of a well-being bonus for now, just to get us a little bit of an edge. Because where are we at? Where are we at with well-being? 6. If we get up to... Is it 7 where they start to... Where's a beaver? Oh god. Come here. Honestly, Sledge. What about him? So, 7. Next tier is 10. Next tier is 12. Oh, it doesn't hurt to try. That will offer a little bit of enjoyment for them. And we're starting to put the levies in down here. Which is good news. This path also makes this just a little bit easier for them to get to. Assuming we don't have any bad tide incidents, which I really hope we don't. There we go, using the campfire already. We'll probably go for 2 of them actually. What other nice little well-being things can we get into? We could have done rooftop terraces, but I've been a bit silly with how I play some of this. I mean, that's nice, but how are we getting up there? Not in the interim. I mean, we could come over here and put some buildings up against here and have some rooftop terraces. Maybe we'll split the housing. I do think we want to get into the nether housing, so maybe we will go for that over here. So maybe if I pop out the lodge there. So yeah, our potatoes are doing well, carrots are doing well, and we have our berry source. So, the drought is over. Let's pop that down there. We still have 4 sciences, which is good. We are moving towards the floodgates, which is next. Yeah. It appears to be progressing well. Do I need, so, woods and wooden planks. Planks, we're going to have enough for our floodgates, because 5. What about our fluid? Need 10, so I may unpause this. We'll take some science away, but I think we're moving quite closely towards our side. Yeah, I don't think you can get a bad tide before cycle 4. So hopefully cycle 3 will be another drought, and then we can bad tide proof this. And then move on towards our geothermal and our large tanks. I would very much like to get into the large tanks. Not large tanks, medium tanks. Larger tanks. How's our well-being going on? We could put some sunflower seeds in. Eat them raw. You know what? Why don't we put some sunflowers in? chest here. I believe that's probably going to necessitate us going up to 3 workers in here, but that's also fun. To slow our sides down a bit though. But we are just moving towards, we need 20 planks. We can unlock the floodgates now. Got one there, one there. And then we will leave that like so. These are deprioritised. I will also deprioritise these. These are not important right now. Come on, let's get through this night cycle. The carrots. We are maxing out our carrot storage. I may put reserve storage over here. You know, just like get it out of the way. Doesn't need to be local. We can just pop in some carrot storage over here. And there we go, we've got another well-being. I'll leave that for a second, 5 days. And that looks like a nice storage placement. We could put a little small warehouse cap here. And sunflower seeds. So we are probably enough for that. So let's get them out of there. Get them into the event huts. Well, they can go home first. I don't know what I was trying to do with this, trying to get, it's not going to align properly, is it, for rooftop terrace? It would have to be. We will try and get into a rooftop terrace at some point. Oh, we are finished over here as well. That'll teach me to not be observant. So we'll get rid of those lumberjack flags. That is all gone. Have we got enough down here going on? I don't think so. So, I'm glad I put these stairs in early. They really do help. So if we put in a little... No, we can leave that there for now. Come on, I need to get a new mouse. We'll put a small piling for logs there. And some lumberjack below. Oh, come on. Have these all been marked for cutting? No, they have not. And then we can unmark all of this. So berries doing great, carrots doing great, potatoes, we're doing alright. There's another drought approaching, so that was a very short cycle. As well as having some more, I think we need to go for a bit more water storage now. I'm loath to use these small tanks, however, we make do what we got, don't we? So. Did I know if I prioritise these? No, but I should have done. Come on, go get those built. Let's just slow it down for a second. So, we've got more carrots. I'm going to unpause the berries. And he has planted everything that he can. I will pause him for now. When we come down here and turn that back on, I will unpause it. Now, I was going to end at the beginning of this drought. However, I think we will go through that and then we will end the video there. So let's go through the night. I'd also like to up the amount of builders we got a little bit. Just to get some of these tanks built. So they're building the tanks. I don't know why I slowed that down during the night. Come on guys, let's get these water tanks built. Because what was the last one? 6 days. I'm concerned if it was a long one, the water may evaporate. I would rather not. I mean, I know our food's very good. Our water's not doing too badly. But I really want to get into some other exciting stuff. Oh, we got 149 sites. Do I go for the... I think we do, don't we? I mean, we've got this primarily built. We know we can rush science if we need to. Let's unlock that. That has the lowest priority. I want all of our stuff to go into building these floodgates. Which it already has. So, how long will this drought be? Are we in a suitable position? I can pause these bad boys. 7 days. So 1 day longer than last time. And we were fine last time. I mean, our beaver population may have slightly gone up, but I know that I can safely pump. So let's get this built, guys. This is what I want to see getting built. And we got the 4 science on the go, so hopefully we'll be able to get into the fluid dump. Straight away. So they're just waiting on the logs for these. We have got the logs. I mean, the oak yield over here is far superior to what was going on up here. How long do these guys need to grow? Oof. We are ripping through our wood a little bit, aren't we? That's fun. I think that's fun. Oh, there's another bad water source in 3 days. So, if this one is over... It's miles away. Honestly, it's not going to be an issue. This one over here that was... That's all gone out there. So this one... It will go straight this way, down here. I mean, I don't think that's going to be an issue. And it will go out here and out the map. That way, I guess. So we are built down here, and it's all going in here. Right, let's unpause these. Wow, they really did chuck the logs in that, didn't they? I don't think we need many of you. So next thing, we need to look for like some productivity, essentially. So if we go, we would want hauling posts. How much is that? Oh, we can just build a hauling post. Right, let's build a hauling post. I thought hauling post would cost science. Ooh, this can go up here. This is our like kind of little logistics area. I'm going to prioritise that. And I'll put that at the... Oh no. Highest construction property, priority, low workplace priority. And we're halfway through this drought. Our water is getting a little bit low. I even need to put another pump in or get into the... Yeah, I think I need to get into the larger storage tanks and probably put another pump in as well. We need to go hard during the wet seasons, especially if it's only 4 days. That was not ideal. No, I told them to build this first, didn't I? That's fine. That's allowed. They've got quite a way to walk as well. Oh, we might as well up that. We have 2 spare beavers. I'm sure I marked all this for shopping. 75%. Okay, so we might just have a few days of fallow work, so to speak, because, I mean, we have exhausted all of the trees, but we have planted some. So this is 23 out of 30, so we only need 7 more planks, that's good. And a hauling post. We only need 2 of those for now, I think. And these can go away. Let's get the haulers actually moving this back to the central location. And this is built, so we can completely relocate this now. So, wood. Well, it appears I've built that a bit too close that side, but we will go here. Oh, come. This mouse, man. I didn't realise it was an issue until I tried to do this. Oh, no, we don't. That can also go there as well. So this provides 400 HP. And this building takes 50 HP, so we will be able to maybe get into... Oh, come on. Into the gear workshops. So then we can get into the medium tanks. Ooh. Right, so let's just pause this for a second. We have the fluid dumps. So this is important for my bad tide, well, my stolen bad tide strategy. The idea being that they just dump as much water as they can in during the bad tides, and it keeps it topped up. Let's turn this to 0. No, I don't want it to be. I want it to be 0.8, don't I? Because 0.85 is the seep level. So there we go. We have planks on the go without. Really? I have 2 extra beavers. How much is the gear workshops? 100. We're almost there. We have them. We have that. I mean, we might as well just get back into pumping them, I guess. And we should probably get into... Where's Wellbeing? Some medical beds, 80. That'll be our next unlock. As we're starting to move some more dangerous jobs for the beavers. I'm glad I turned those pumps on. We are getting a little bit low, but food is doing absolutely fantastic. Grilled potatoes 341. Yeah. These beavers have a good variety of food in their diet. I think we're doing very well for the end of cycle 3. Let's just get through the night here. Ooh. I did not mean to cut that path off. There we go. And this could be paused. We will prioritise that for further folders so that when we start doing it. So, we're almost at my goal of medium tanks. That's 120 science. We can move towards that soon. Our rate limiting factor is going to be the wood soon. Hopefully we start to come into some of this. Yeah. Oh, I mean, there are a few bits over there. I didn't realise that. That's fine. We can mark some more oaks for planting. Cool. So we are about to enter cycle 4. I think we're in a very good place. Thank you for watching. This is my first ever YouTube video, so I was a little bit nervous doing it. But you know, I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed talking to you. If you've enjoyed watching, hit a like and subscribe, or tell me what I've done wrong in the comments, please. No criticism is too harsh. Thank you.